They said Rome wasn't built in a week. They said you couldn't do it. They said this, they said that. And those who keep saying things are always going to talk. But I challenge you to tell me what you say. I challenge you to tell me what you say. Tell me how strong you are. Tell me how the fighter in you has never, ever given up. Tell me how, even when it's days that you don't want to get out the bed, you still manage to sit up, put one foot in front of the other, and make it happen. Tell me how every single time the person is trying to figure out who you are, you're waging war every single day and winning battle after battle after battle, just so people can see your smile, hear your voice, hear your soul and spirit ringing out in every word that you give. Tell me about the dark days when it gets so hard and it gets so difficult that you're not even sure if you have the strength to keep moving forward. No matter how you tell me, I just want to hear your voice. You can send it to me, whether it be in written word, sign language. Hell, you can even tie a letter to a bird's leg. I'm just asking you to keep fighting. Do what you need to do. Get help. 3 numbers, 988. It doesn't take much. It just takes the same fighter that you're going to tell me about. It just takes the same will that you're going to give me. I just need you to know that I see you. I hear you. And I am more than available for you. So before you make a decision we have to live with, make one you can live with and get help.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Pride Nation, what's going on? What it do? What up, though? What's happening? Any other place you are, I can think of a way of greeting you. Welcome back to another one. People, I have been fighting like tooth and nail to talk about this kind of Lion stuff. It's official football season. A game has been played. And while many people is going to use this game to put a lot of stock into it, there are so many things that came away from this game that I wish we discussed more. I wish that we put more credence on. I wish that we understood it. Now, with all that being said, I gotta see who's in the building with me. I gotta see who's rocking with me. You know what I mean? I gotta see how you rocking, because I'm about to have some fun today. Now the show's gonna be a little bit shorter than usual, just a little bit, not a whole lot, not an amazing amount or anything like that, but just a little bit different. Okay, and the reason for that being is simple. Okay, it's because I want people to know that, you know, this is a fun show. This is a family show of sorts, right? I probably shouldn't say that. That's a lie. I'm going to do a lot of cursing, but it's family shows got cursing in it too. Let's see who in the building with me today, people. We got my man Giovanni Lyon in the building. Easy Does It is in the building. Looney Tune is in the building. We got my man Hatter House 710 in the building. One Funky Lion fan in the building. Chrome is in the building. My homeboy over there at JT Sports is in the building. My man's Mars is in the building. One of the greatest days on planet Earth. Shout out to you, sir. D-Map Zune is in the building. James Holyfield is in the building. Dat Fanman is in the building. Frog Crop is in the building. My man, I'm always botch his name, but I'm going to get it right. Junior Gitter is in the building. Ray Anderson is in the building. Paja is in the building. Joe Lewis 313 is in the building. What up, Luke? I'm glad to catch the live. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna try to leave Patty Luke back. I'm gonna try my best. It's days where it's hard out here in the streets. Michael Kidd is in the building. We got Don 19 in the building. Listen, I got a lot to cover. Let me get my disclaimer out the way. Then we're gonna knock this out. I don't give 2 flying nickels about preseason. Don't care. I can care less about preseason. My spirit for preseason left the year we went 4-0 in the preseason and simply proceeded on after that to go 0-16. I can care less about wins and losses and stuff. My evaluation of preseason is looking at people who are doing things that relates to football movements and football actions. Okay. Off rip. I can care less because if I start going down that road, you're not gonna like it. Because I'm gonna address a general manager for some things. So as far as my assessment of Nate Studfield, he's who I thought he was. I was mad when we moved on from David Blau for him, and people told me, but he did this with the yeah. So I don't care. Was there all bad with Nate Studfield? No, but it's one of the reasons why I wanted a quarterback, and I got a Hendon Hooker. We got a Teddy Bridgewater at this point, right? Like I can care less. My assessment of Jahmyr Gibbs, he gonna be a problem. He gonna be a problem. Shout out to my man Dan Spanos, 1991 Max Stag. Yeah, he gonna be a problem. All right. Now, I'm just gonna put it out here. Everybody talk this Elvin Kamara stuff. This is Javid Best. This, you know what? I'm not even gonna use Javid Best. You know who he reminded me of? It was LaShawn McCoy. That's who he reminded me of. A very fast LaShawn McCoy. When I looked at Jahmyr Gibbs, the first thing that jumped out to me was, oh, we're not playing any starting offensive line. And in fact, I think his first carry, he got like tackled in the backfield, right? But I saw him run between the tackles, and I was iffy about if he can do that. And I was like, oh, okay. I saw him setting up blockers. I'm like, oh, okay. I saw him make himself available to, make himself available to his quarterback when the quarterback was in those unscripted plays. And I went, oh, okay. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, okay, all right, I'm with this. I figured we should take a running back that give you the best chance. If you weren't going to go D tackle, cool. All right, whatever. Don't even care, right? But I was so impressed because there was one play that I don't think people saw or talked about. I waited like hell to see if people would talk about this damn play, and no one did. No one did. They were so in ooh and ah of all the other stuff that they missed this one play. Let me bring this play up, okay? Let me make this nice and big. Everybody remembers the first play from scrimmage. Everybody remembers this, right? You know, him getting hit, the ball goes up, it's an interception. It was what he did here that made me the proudest. Let me slow this down for the people who weren't paying attention, because you're going to find a bunch of videos showing all the running and catching. He even tried to throw some blocks. I wouldn't say they was the best blocks, but they were some blocks, okay? But let me just show you. Let's just look at my man right here. First of all, the guy goes to block him, he avoids it. This is what I'm talking about. Life reflects attitude of the leadership, people. It's what the mentality was. It's the mentality. He wanted you to know this is not your day. This ain't for you, young buck. We tackle here. Running back or not. Make no mistake, in my best days, I did that. I was so proud of this one play. Oh, every time I watch it, he didn't have to go the extra step. He didn't have to do the extra, let me get you off your feet. No. Look, first of all, let me just show y'all something. This is textbook tackling. Look how low he is. He wants you to know ain't going to be no running through or no juking. And it's the most important part that y'all may have missed on all of this. Look at Dan Campbell admiring the effort of a in a preseason game, a game that don't matter, A game that don't count. A game that most coaches would have lost their stuff over. Our guy makes a form tackle on the turnover and then does this. Dan Campbell they had to go talk to him. They had to go talk to him. People, he gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem. Ooh, he gonna be a problem. Y'all don't even understand. This is about to get real. This is about to be real, people. That was my perception of him. Jameson Williams, he still body catches. It's killing me softly. But that's why he's dropping a lot of these damn passes. He hasn't figured out how to strengthen those hands. And if he does that, he's great. But yeah, that was my assessment of him. He's rusty. He need all the snaps he can get to get into this rhythm and stuff. There was a particular play with him that ticked me off where I saw too many times something that I pointed out before we even got him, which is if the ball is not going your way, still run the route with conviction. And because the ball was not going his way, he just I don't know what he didn't even effort it. And the cornerback never bit. My assessment of the Detroit Lions backup offensive line. They're backups. That's my assessment. If you get one or two coming in with three starters, we should be all right. We should be all right. I don't see how you can make this anything more than that. You just need that. They're backups, right? Like that's it. My assessment of Sam Laporta. I saw where he was able to still get open. I saw where he made some blocks. They wasn't the best, but I saw some blocks. The drop pass, I don't care. I know most Lion fans are going to have a cow, but when I remember ever since DeAndre Swift dropped that pass, people was on his head and he had no fair shake or no fair chance. So, yeah, I can care less about that. You know what I'm saying? I can care less about that. But that's my assessment of Laporta. It was okay. Nothing there. Broderick Martin. I saw a guy who had some good and some bad. Nothing great, but I felt a little bit more. How can I put it? I felt a little bit more okay with what I saw because one of the things that I look at is when you're going against backups, if you are a backup or considered to be a relief guy yourself, if you're better than them, you should dominate them like they're nobody's business. Like my kids should not. I got kids, bro. They not dunking on me. They not finna sit up here and drop a dime on me with the football. You hear me? Like I should dominate them, and that's how I feel. And I thought there were times where he did dominate his opponent, especially in one-on-one matchups. I was very happy to see that in a one-on-one matchup. There was one play where he completely was not able to be moved in a one-on-one, and he held his own. There was another play right after that where they doubled him. Again, the double teams don't mean much to me because everybody runs different types of schemes that require combination blocks. So I don't go all hyped. Oh, they had to double him. That's not what they're doing. It's not like they're doing it to threaten. It's just part of the scheme. But, he didn't move. But then there was a play right after that where I think it was like third down, and my man Dog walked him damn near backwards. And I was like, I don't like that. But then there was another play where he disengages from the blocker and makes a tackle. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm with that. I can get with that. So that was my assessment of him. My assessment of Jack Campbell. I thought that the broadcast, which sidebar, I was with the rest of the Michiganders who was irritated and agitated at how long they did the tornado warning coverage. I usually don't even watch with the volume up, but good grief, she wasn't talking about nothing. And she had already said everything she needed to say. They could have waited to a commercial and came back. They just drove it home. And from my count, it started at the top of halftime all the way until the fourth quarter. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Shout out to my man Dirty Glove Williams. What up, though? My man Antoine is in the building. My man TA, aka Raw, in the building. But I'm just saying, that shit was too long. And it was annoying and agitating. And I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't. I'm like, okay, we know it's a storm. Like, I get it. Like, anybody who's watching this know that they should, be careful. Like, I get it. But that irritated me. To bring it back home, the broadcasting hyped up Jack Campbell a little bit too much for me. I think there was some good from Jack Campbell. Yeah, he did a good job covering that guy off the backfield. I would have wished that he looked back because he could have probably made a play on the ball. But that's cool. That's cool. I'm with that. That was a good play. But there was two plays where I heard the broadcast and I had people in the chat telling me, oh, I'm crazy, where they credited Jack Campbell for a stop on a 4th and 1. And I was like, it was Jalen Reeves-Maybin. He was the initial person to get there that wrapped up the guy's ankle. And then Levi Onwuzurike, from what I can see, and Campbell came and cleaned it up. But that whole play stopped at that point. And I was like, all right, cool. Then there's another play where they were like, what another big play? But it really was not like a big play because it was Broderick Martin. Broderick Martin disengaged, got the runner, and he came in and assisted on the tackle. To my count, they gave him 4 whole tackles. But to my count, he had 3 tackles because he had 2 half of tackles and 2 whole. So it's only a 1 tackle different. Not that big of a deal. There was a play or two where he overran it. I expect it to happen because you're trying to adjust for pacing. So I was okay with that. But I was happy that he was in on every tackle. I was happy that he was there. I was more impressed with his command of the damn defense. I can care less about the other stuff. He looked like he knew what was supposed to happen. He looked like he understood where people were supposed to be. There were a few times that he audibled and people didn't catch it, but I was paying attention. I said, wait a minute, did he just change that up? And he did. That, oh my God, that made me so happy. Oh, it made me, my blood. The first thing that came in my mind is to all the people who told me he's not going to start, you're delusional. You are delusional drunks who should stop drinking and seek help immediately. Immediately. Like, it's no way. It's no freaking way. He had a full understanding of what needed to happen. He had a full understanding of what was happening. And I enjoyed every bit of it. Every bit of that. Give me more of that. I can't wait to see him do this again. I can't. My assessment of Derek Barnes, I mean, he didn't have much snaps, but I like what I saw in terms of that. You can tell he has some being better. Elrod, I was happy that he was like, I don't care, Jack Campbell's here. I don't give a care. Here, Jack, hold my beer. I don't care that you're here. I'm gonna make this hard on you. You're not just not gonna be this easy. I thought he had some very good moments too. He still struggles with coverage. He still struggles with getting off blocks, but overall, he looked unwavered, and I like that about it. Iffy, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just let them fly. Brian Branch. It's not just a hit. It's I know people look at it and they go, oh, but that hit on Cole Beasley, it's not just the hit. It's the react, it's all of it. It's the finishing. It's the way he shadowed people. It's plays that was not, that would have went his way, but he made that hard on them. Like, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. He need to start. He need to start. Yeah, I saw enough to know. Yeah, he got a good grasp of this. He needs to start. He looked so out of place. He looked like you took an all-pro player and put him on a football field high school kids. He looked like he had no reason to be out there with him. Like I would like don't even listen. I'm so worried about him getting hurt. Don't play him no more. He done. He good. See what everybody else can do. See what they did. See what they can. I can care less about the rest of that stuff. I want to see what everybody else do. He don't need to do nothing else. I seen enough. I seen enough. He don't have to do nothing else. I don't know how you gonna start him. I don't want to sit Tracy, but I don't know how you make it work. I need them all out there. That's all I'm saying. He was so phenomenal. He was so phenomenal. It was everything that you saw in practice translated to the field, from the field. It all came together. And I was so proud to see it. I was ecstatic to see it. The respect level that he had, I can see it. It was all there. That dude, that's my kind of guy. You know, when they talk about grit, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. My opinions on the new running backs that we brought in. Ozigbo, a guy that I really wanted coming out of college, and Snell, a guy that I really wanted coming out of college. I did videos on both of them because, especially Ozigbo, I thought Ozigbo was phenomenal, and he just landed in a bunch of spots where he never can take over the starter spot and stuff. I thought for the short amount of week that they had, Benny Snells, to me, in my opinion, when he was unable to punch that ball in at the goal line, that to me took him down a notch, because that's your thing. You're supposed to be a damn wrecking ball. And you know, if that was Jamal Williams, he's in. And I didn't like what I saw in that regard. Ozigbo, in my opinion, I was more like, okay, I could see what he was doing, setting them up and stuff. Cool. But you know, that was about it. That was about it for me. You know what I mean? The whole receiver coda, no, he can get cut. Practice squad. There was nothing special about him. Nothing to write home with. I'm sorry. The whole Drummond wasn't doing as well. I can care less. I was still more impressed with Drummond because he at least ran good routes, and I can see where he ran these good routes and was getting people clear. Joe says, can we please let Will Harris go? Go talk to your general manager. He brought him back. He also brought back Nate Studfield. So the Lions to date have made over 30 offensive transaction moves since February. Over 30. They've made 21 defensive transaction moves. And no, I'm not going to act like our defense is done because they did good against second and third string guys. No. Which brings me to the Accord brothers. I'm sorry, but they stood out because they looked like they didn't belong out there with those second and third string neither. They did them dirty. James Houston, I don't know how he don't start. I don't. I don't. It's hard for me to see him not start. He literally drew penalties and all type of attention. People were stressed the hell out because of him. I don't see how he don't start. Julian, I thought did some things, but I'm not seeing an improvement in the pass rush moves. But I like what they did. I like what I saw out of them. I thought they did okay. You know, I thought they did okay. Shout out to my man Mike in the building. He says, "What's up, Looks?" But I know you meant Luke. It's all good. But yeah, I walked away from this game and I saw people who did a lot of football stuff. I'm not even going to talk about the people who didn't do football stuff. I'm not going to get down on people like Matt Nelson because, to be truthful with you, from what I saw, and I can go back and show you, which y'all may not agree with this, but this is how I viewed it. I feel like that sack was on the quarterback. We can talk about Matt Nelson being what Matt Nelson is, but I feel like this is on the quarterback for two reasons. Now, right here, there's two guys open right here, right? But he never sees them. He is so dialed in to who he wants to throw the ball to that it's not even funny. And while Matt Nelson is getting killed, he doesn't sense this because he wants to take a shot deep. This might have been a play call that they called and asked him to do or what, but he knew that he wanted to take this shot deep. And in my opinion, this is on him because you had outs. Even right here. Just pull the ball back. You were still trying to throw it. And before somebody say, oh, the ball was a lame duck, he's getting hit going to the ground throwing it. But if you look at the receiver, he really wanted, he was forcing balls. He was literally forcing balls to Jameson Williams. Literally. And the scary part is this. There's a defender right here waiting to just he already on some BS with the hand up there grabbing. But he's waiting for that ball to hit his hand. Just waiting. And those interceptions was because he was forcing it. He didn't have to. Just one time for the one time, my man Gibbs. Ugh, stop playing with me. Running back or not, little boy. Okay, I'm off of that. Okay? But I feel like that was a little bit on the quarterback too. All right? So I get it. Matt Nelson was the easy target. He's the person that's easy to go after. You know, it's no way of getting around it. He was the easy person to get it. Chase Cota won't clear waivers if he's cut. So why do I care? I'm not being funny when I say that. Why do I care? If he don't clear waivers, so what? We don't have space for him. I'm sorry, not sorry. Just look at your receivers. You're going to eventually get back Jameson. So cool. He's on the team. He's not going nowhere. So you got to count him. You brought in Marvin Jones. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You just read up on Cliff Raymond. You still got Josh Reynolds, who you read up on last year. That's 5. You traded for Denzel Mims, right? There goes 6. Like, I don't really care who is the 6th and 7th receiver. Not when I got this guy coming out the backfield. I added a tight end. James Mitchell, don't want to leave him out. I thought he showed a lot of good strides too. But still, just from what I can see. I don't think that I care if he's don't clear waivers. I don't. Receivers come a dime a dozen. You'll find another one. Trust me. You still got all these other receivers on the roster. There is no way that you can feel bad about it. You ain't got to tell me about Wade Harris. Your general manager brought him back, whatever. I wouldn't have did it, but hey, what the hell do I know? That's probably why I'm not a general manager, right? But the reality is I can care less about the win. I can care less about it was the individual things that I saw that peaked for me. It was those things that I seen that I was happy with. But I'm okay with losing a guy like him. They gave Cota $100K. We paid other undrafted free agents more. He ain't the highest we spent on him, and we cut them. We cut them. Say we've paid. Go and look it up. We've paid other free agents more and cut them swiftly. He's not taking nobody's spot. I don't even think he's ahead of Drummond. I don't even think he's ahead of Drummond. So I'm just putting it out there. Mitch will make only by default. Yeah, he's gonna get in by default. I feel like if Shane never got hurt, he doesn't get in. What's going on, Mr. Hope? We talking about just the game in general. I'm just giving you the game in general, my feeling on each part of the game that I saw. I can tell you that it was funny because they brought in that guy, Tay Hayes. He plays in the damn game, and then the next thing I know, he cut. I was like, dang. He's already on another team already, but man, talk about not being here long. Good grief. How you feel about Levi? I was not as impressed with Levi as I was with Broderick Martin. Like I thought Martin showed that he was a little bit more out of place. I thought Levi was still getting his feel on. He was getting his feel for it, I feel like. And I don't know if they told him, hey, don't go too hard, but it is what it is. But I still didn't feel like he was somebody that really jumped out to me. Harris, Studfield, Nelson all suck balls. Your general manager brought them people back. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Branch gonna be nasty. Yeah, you ain't. Yeah, say less. Say less. Branch got my stamp of approval. In my opinion, he don't got to play another preseason game. I'm not being funny because I've been hearing about this stuff happening at practice, but to see it translate into the game like that, yeah, it's not even close. What up, though, Luke? We've been waiting on this one put up in the big screen. Hey, I appreciate that. I be trying to get to you. Listen, y'all don't understand. I love this. I love talking our Lions. I love talking football. It's just work. You know what I'm saying? That work schedule is a different beast. It just is what it is. Levi looked better than I thought he would. He needs to make the team. We have too much invested in him. Well, I think he's going to make the team because he's going to be one of the interior guys, and that's why you saw him playing there so much. I thought Benito looked like he was gassed too often. I remember I kept seeing his number, and I'm thinking, who is that? And I saw it, and I'm like, like that was my whole belief of it. Thoughts on Denzel Mims? Didn't need him. We didn't need a receiver, and he didn't even play yesterday. I don't remember seeing him play at all. So there is no thoughts on him until he's on the field. I can't really assess him. It would be nice to see him with starters so I can kind of get a better read on him. But I didn't get no feel of it. Any undrafted guys standing out? I mean, I know Joseph had the interception, but nothing jumped out about him to me. One of the linemen that was undrafted stood out, but not in a positive way, and that's probably why he's not here no more, right? Like, you know, no, none of them really popped to me. I didn't even like the linebacker. I can't even pronounce his name. I didn't even like him. I thought he was always a day late and a dollar short when it came to being around or near the play. And so, yeah, I wasn't impressed with that neither. Branch for Prez, we ain't gonna go that far now. Damn. Branch is a heat-seeking missile. That dude got it. He has it. He has it. Luke, what needs to improve? Interior D-line, linebacker. We need another corner. I don't care what nobody said. We need another corner. I'm sorry. We just need another corner. I'm telling you right now, the slot, cool. Sutton, I don't know if I trust him enough. When I see him in playing time, I'll let you know. But we need another corner. We need another corner. We need another linebacker. We need another interior D lineman. We also can talk about the backup lineman, but I don't think it's as bad as people making it out. In my opinion. Let's see, Luke, what you think about Sterling Thomas? I'm just keep it 100 with y'all. When I got a chance to go back and look at the R22, that man grabs a whole lot. And given the fact that you injured one of your own teammates on some stupid stuff and you real grabby, I don't think he makes this team. I know that I saw an article where they think he makes the team. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I saw some things that I liked in him, but I also saw where I'm like, that's in a real game where referees know that this stuff matter. All that grabbing and stuff is not. It's just not gonna work for me. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna work for me. Okoro brothers, straight. Let me see. What's going on, my man? Mr. Marcus in the building. Man, Nate makes trash smell good. All right. I'm gonna give you that one. That's you. That's a good one. Why you think so? Because Mosley out. I think we need a cornerback because at this point, once you get past 1, 2, and 3, who's your fourth corner? If you let's say, for example, Mosley already out, right? But let's say Jerry Jacobs is your 2, Sutton is your 1. Your slot is Branch, right? Or let's say it's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, right? Like it's one of them, right? Who's your 4? Branch? All right, cool. But now who's your backup safeties? Because Brady Breeze looks like he might should switch to linebacker. And he'll probably have more success at this point. But, I don't see anything that jumps out to me to make me be like, oh, yeah, I'm good with our cornerbacks. And they don't see that. That's why they brought in Tate Hayes. Then they cut him, and I think they brought in another damn corner. You need another cornerback. You just do. Who needs to be cut? That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. Don't he, like, seriously, like, I'm finna say something that's gonna really blow people up. All right, stay with me for a minute. I'm gonna tell you who needs to be cut, and I'll tell you why, and you're not gonna like it. I understand why people are not gonna like it. And you know me, I genuinely don't go with the masses on a lot of stuff. I generally come up with my own views and I support my answers. All right. So Nate Studfield needs to be cut. Teddy Bridgewater needs to be cut. Luke, come on. What do you mean? We ain't got no backup. Hendon Hooker is not hurt. He's not hurt. I'm convinced. It's too much evidence to tell me he's not hurt. What I believe, again, this is a theory that could be wrong, but I believe this. I truly believe this. The same way I believe we never made it to the moon, I believe that Hendon Hooker is not hurt. I believe they're trying to avoid the fans turning on Jared Goff the moment he does one bad thing and start doing what fans always do, and that is chant for the backup quarterback. I believe that evidence supports my view that he's not hurt. All right. Super Saiyan Lion says, oh my effing God. Here we go. Hooker is freaking playing, bro. You mean he's not playing? Or you saying he's going playing? He's not hurt. So here's my proof. Here's my proof that he's not hurt. And JT says, man, let Hendon Hooker heal, Luke. He don't got to play this year. Ben Johnson is going to have Goff playing good. Ben Johnson may not be here after this year. He may not be here after this year. So off rip, it sounds good, but he may not be here after this year. Teddy would be Hendon's backup next season. No, he won't. We'll draft somebody by that point to be his backup. But my point I'm trying to make is this. This is why I would cut Teddy Bridgewater and why I would cut Nate Studfield. I believe that whether he starts this season, which he don't need to, or necessarily play, he don't need to. I don't believe Jared Goff is going to get hurt to where he's not going to be in. And I know he's not playing. I'm just making the argument that I believe that he's not hurt. And if you believe that he's hurt, then by all means, believe that. But follow me on my logic for a second. Indulge me, if you will. Zach Ertz, tight end for the Arizona Cardinals, got hurt back in November. Week 10. Week 10, I believe, was November 10th of last year. He got hurt. He tore his ACL and MCL. He's back to practice now, doing full contact, full everything, and will be ready to go by week 1 of the regular season. Fast forward this to Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams got hurt during a championship game in January. He sat out. Oh, by the way, Zach Ertz sat out for 10 months. Jameson Williams got hurt in January. He was out for 10 months. He didn't get his first debut until December, which was exactly 10 months after the fact with an ACL tear. and he seemed to be just fine and totally healed. All right. Let's go back to Hendon Hooker, who was hurt in November as well. He's already shown signs that he can turn and throw the ball. He had a doctor confirm that he was there. The Lions didn't even put him on IR. They didn't even put him on a physically unable to perform list. They put him on a list where he just couldn't practice with the team, but he can still practice as long as it was afterwards without the team, which is what he's been doing. So, Luke, why would you want us to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater? Because Teddy Bridgewater ain't going to get in because Jared Goff not going to get hurt. But if he do, but he's not. He's not. Not with that line. Not with our run game. You forget how crazy it is that we still have David Montgomery to go with Gibbs. 100%. And I'm just showing you that when you do the timeline based on what I've seen, okay, based on what I've seen, he's going to have 11 months past his injury where he's already been given a clean bill of health by the surgeon who did it, who said he's well ahead of his healing process and that he'll be ready by week 1. And all I'm saying is he's not going to play neither. But Luke, what happens? Well, here's the fun part. Why did the Lions fought so hard to get that third quarterback to carry for dress so they can have – that was a design thing because they knew they was going to take a quarterback, that they was going to sit in red shirt. I'm not chanting for him to start. I'm not chanting for him to play. But what happens if Jared Goff do go down and now Teddy Bridgewater got to step in? Who's the backup to Teddy Bridgewater? They're going to go with Hendon Hooker. So in my opinion, since he's already now hurt, in my opinion, let's go ahead and let him be the backup. Teddy is there to mentor. All right, cool. Man, Martinez done. He's going back to the practice squad where he should be. Just put him on back there. He's going back to the practice squad. But in my theory, I don't believe Hendon Hooker is hurt. All right, that's just me. Y'all may disagree. Y'all may feel like I'm tripping. I don't believe he's hurt. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He's not hurt. And for me, I'm going to let him sit back there and get it. But as long as he stay on that list, he still get a roster spot, but he's there in case of emergency. So, no. But Hendon Hooker, in my opinion, should just be the backup. That's just me. All right. People, you know me. I give everybody a chance to voice their opinion. Let me drop this thing in there. You want to jump in and tell me I lost my mind? Feel free. You want to talk about this game? Feel free. I'm all ears. Other things that popped up this week that had my attention when it came to the Lions was looking at this game in terms of it being in phases. I love the response that was given to kind of get themselves in a position to have a chance to win. But I also noticed that a lot of the plays that we call were like plays that we call like a long time ago. So they still holding that to the brass. I'm happy to see that they're doing that. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He said, Dan, it's better. I want Studfield can go and Bridgewater can go. I have no doubt Hookers ain't there. I think they don't want fans screaming, we want Hooker. Because they watch our YouTube channels. They read the newspaper articles. The fans don't like Jared Goff like that. We have people, you know, like we have people who are like more two-sided when it comes to Stafford. People don't really give a crap about Goff. That's all I'm saying. John Jones says, I hear you, Luke. I think he's healthier than we are being sold, but let him chill until the end of the year or next. I'm cool with that. I'm just saying he can chill by being the backup. Because I guarantee you, if Goff goes down, he's gonna get his chance to shine. And once he get it, it's not gonna be relinquished. I just think they don't want us chanting, we want Hooker. Because if I can go back through my memory, every backup quarterback was better. I remember fans were literally ranting and that they would rather have Sean Hill over Jeff Garcia and so many other people. Like the backup was always. I remember when fans wanted Gus Farrat, when fans wanted to see Dan Orlovsky. I remember that. Fans, the moment things go bad, the backup's the better option. That's how they treat it. That's just the facts. And I'm okay with him sitting, but if we're talking about being able, if we're talking about sitting people, cool. You're going to carry 3 quarterbacks anyway because based on the rule that they got changed, they're going to carry 3, and that's why they have. If he was as hurt as he would be on IR. He's just not. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe he's as hurt. Shade says, could it be possible that Bridgewater is trade bait if he isn't cut? To who? To who? Everybody could have just signed him as a free agent. Trade bait to who? You mean like if somebody quarterback get hurt and they need somebody to trade for? Nah. Because you got to keep in mind, look at the next year's quarterback class. If I suck, I still walk out with a better quarterback. The Bridgewater hype is a little strange to me, but whatever. little weird, whatever. I'm just putting it out there. Hooker is healthy. Just keep him sheltered for now. I'm with that. You can do it as a backup. If you mean as OC, they are already grooming him internally. I mean, I think they know what they got in him. I think they know what his health looks like. It's funny that they keep him under the brass, and then he goes and do like all these little extra practices and stuff where there's no cameras and media and stuff like that because they're keeping it under wraps. This also can be a good thing because it's going to be like, hey, Goff better start to really ball out, or we're going to just move on to this guy. Like, they know what they have in him, in my opinion. Everyone needs a good hooker, but we must all wait till next year. Fair enough, but and I don't know if you need a good hooker. I mean, maybe you do. You know what? Take that back. Sometimes you just want to get it over with. I get it. Totally get it. This is no judge zone here. Totally get it. Hooker is nowhere better than Goff right now, or maybe ever. Who said that? Who said that? Whoever said that he was better than Goff or ever? Who said that? What I said is they're trying to avoid distractions and conflict amongst the fans' reaction to a quarterback. Goff has had times where he's made some serious mistakes, and I'm telling you, this fan base has came to a point where the backup is always the better option. I've seen it with Zach Follett. I've seen it with Furrier. I can name so many people where the backup was the best option to the fan base because they were fed up with certain things. All I'm saying is they're trying to avoid that being a distraction. And I get it. Let them sit and chill. It is what it is. It's still up to the guy to prove it. He already has more talent than Goff. Oh, damn. I guess that's who said it. They're saving Hooker for next year's backup. Maybe. Hooker is going on IR. Why he ain't on IR now? He still practice after practice. He sits there, learn all the stuff like a coach, and then afterwards he goes and do it. Afterwards, he done it with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's done it with the other receiver. Like, he does these things, so he's still doing it. Let me see. I want to see Hooker play once in a while just to say you dirty Hooker when he messed up. Boy, the Hooker talk is crazy. Michael Kidd says Teddy Bridgewater's nice, Luke. Why? Think about this. Why, if he's okay. Okay, how am I gonna do this? I want to do this objectively. Right? I want to do this objectively. I want to take the emotions out of it. All right. We can look at a measuring stick like statistics. All right. We can look at that. He was a backup in Miami. He played in 5 games and started 2. 5 games and started 2. He had 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, if you care about stuff like QBR, I'm not one for it, but for the stat head, 47.4. 47.4. If he was who you thought he was, I feel like he would have been a starter on somebody else's team. Somebody else would have thought about some things a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. He says, I said that Hooker would be better. Of course. I agree with you on that. I agree. Let me see. How many backups are better than two gloves? Really, Chad? You want me to go through this road with you for real? Really? You really want me to do it this way? Because I'll do it if you want me to. I would do it if you want me to. If you were to go through, first of all, let me go ahead and pull up I got to pull up the whole NFL rosters. I want to see all their rosters. Okay. So I'll do it for you. I'll bring up all their rosters and I'll take a gander at all of their rosters. And I'm telling you that I can almost make a case that there's a lot of backups better than him that I believe you would take. Now, Teddy, to me, is he better than Nate Sudfeld? Yeah. You're better than Nate Sudfeld, right? Like your great grandchildren are going to be better than Sudfeld. Like I hated that we even brought him here. I swear it bothers me that we traded for him and let David Blau dip. And I'm watching David Blau over there with Arizona. I'm like, I'd rather have David Blau than Studfield. And I had people getting at me about that. But just looking at their whole rosters, looking at all the rosters in general, in terms of the backups, let's just look at it. Where should I start? Where, like, should I do it alphabetical order? How would you have me do this? Like, I want to make sure we're fair. Like, yeah, I tell you what, we'll just look at it like this. All right. So I'm looking at the whole rosters. So we got Teddy Bridgewater. Let's go and look. Let's see. Sean Clifford for the Packers. No, hold on, wait. That's not alphabetical order. I'm gonna do alphabetical order. Let's see. Is there much of a difference between Teddy Bridgewater and PJ Walker? Probably. Okay, so that's one he probably better than. Bengals backup is Travis Simeon. Will he be better than? Yeah, he'll be better than Travis Simeon. I'll give him that. That's two. Kyle Allen. Would he be better than Kyle Allen? Probably better than Kyle Allen. Okay. Jared Statman. Would he be better than Jared Statman? Yeah. Would I rather have him or Dorian Thompson Robinson or Kellen Mond or Dobbins? I would probably rather have the rookie Thompson Robinson over Teddy. So that's one. John Wolford, the Bucks, and Kyle Trask, I don't know because he hasn't played, but so for that purpose, sure. Colt McCoy, I think they're much of the same. Sorry. I know they got a rookie that they took out of like Houston, but I think Colt McCoy is much of the same. I would rather have the rookie Max Duggan than him, but you know, it's a rookie. So how much can you say? Is he better than Blaine Gabbert? Yes. Is he better than Gardner Minshew? In my opinion, no. Nope. I would not. I would rather have Gardner Minshew over Teddy Bridgewater. So that's one. I don't know who's going to start for Washington. I don't know if it's going to be Jacoby Brissett or Sam Howell, but let's say it's Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett is the backup. Would I rather have Jacoby Brissett than Teddy Bridgewater? Yes. Would I rather have Sam Howell than Teddy Bridgewater? Yes. I mean, You see, I was willing to cut him. I was literally willing to cut him. Cooper Rush, is he better than Cooper Rush? So Sam Howell's the one starting. Okay, so then he's not better than Jacoby Brissett, but it doesn't matter. Cooper Rush to me is weird. But I feel like I would rather have Cooper Rush than him from what I've seen, just in their general play. Mike White. I don't know what to make of what Mike White did with the Jets. I don't know how much of that was consistently real. So I'm gonna give it to Teddy Bridgewater on that one. Is he better than Marcus Mariota? It's much of the same. So it's a push for me. It's not like you're gonna say he's just miles over it. Is he better than Tyler Heineke? I don't think so. I think Tyler Heineke is a slight bit better. Not a whole lot, not miles, but a slight bit better. Just a little bit. Is he better than Sam Darnold? That's debatable. Oh man. That's debatable. Yeah. Hey, both. So, I mean, Sam has had some serious success, and he's had some serious. At this juncture, damn, who would I rather? So that's bad, but I'll probably get a nod to Sam. I probably would get a nod to Sam. I feel like Sam would. I'll probably get a nod to Sam. Is he better than Trey Lance? I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen enough of Trey Lance to make that call. Is he better than Tyrod Taylor? No. I would much rather have Tyrod Taylor than him. Is he better than CJ Beathard? Yes. Yes, he is. Is he better than Zach Wilson? I don't know, because I feel like Zach Wilson ain't really been fully realized, so I can't speak on that. But if that's the belief that you believe he is, I'm not gonna argue with you. I was impressed watching Sean Clifford this preseason game, but I can't say that Sean Clifford is necessarily better than him. Is he better than Andy Dalton? Yes. Yes, he's better than Andy Dalton. I give you that one. And don't they got like another? Oh, they got Matt Corral. That's the other guy. Is he better than Matt Corral? Yeah, I give you that one. Is he better than Bailey Zappi? Yeah, he is. Brian Hoyer, yes, he's better than Brian Hoyer. Again, Stanton Bennett, a rookie. At this juncture, yes, he's better than him. Is he better than Tyler Huntley? Very debatable. It's very freaking debatable. Super Saiyan Lion said he's not better than Andy Dalton. Damn. I think he's better than Andy Dalton. I'm just saying. But this is a very good question. I'm just being honest. Now I got to check to see how many people. It's still leaning itself towards his viewpoint, so I can't argue with him on that. Is he better than Jameson Winston? No. I don't think he's better than Jameson Winston. I just don't. I just don't think he's better than Jameson Winston. And I can't. And Jameson irritates me. So, so that's not saying much. Is he better than Drew Lock? Yes. Is he better than Mitchell Trubisky? I feel like it's another one of those much of the same, but for purpose of this, I'll say he's better than Trubisky. So, to your point, shit, yeah, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Listen, at the end of the day, good sir, I can admit when I'm wrong. I stand, when you look at it, because in my initial head, I'm thinking like, is he better than all the other backups? I just know that, my man's Hooker is not hurt, but yeah, I give you that one. I'll give you that one. Shout out to you, Michael Kidd. Chad. Good call. I can't get mad at you. Dalton had more success. I feel like it's much of the same with them boys. I feel like you can find that same success. Like just looking at it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you did it all, everybody statistic wise, then it might be different. But I'm just doing it based off of like what I remember them doing in terms of play. So no, but look, that's fair. That's fair, people. Anything else y'all got for me? Because I got to do a little bit of a shorter show than I would like. So I can gear up for something else for tomorrow. I know that we had joint practices with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I really don't want to dive into that until I get on tomorrow because I should not be held over at work tomorrow. Fingers crossed, people don't call off. Damn, people don't want to work these days. But, you know, these are things that I'm looking at, and I'm just saying, okay, this can be the reality of it. But, yeah, he's definitely better than most backup quarterbacks. So I stand corrected. My only reason for wanting to cut him is simply because I don't believe that our rookie quarterback is hurt. That's my reasoning. So I don't think he's what people making him out to be. That's all I'm saying. Trubisky is questionable. You're reading that wrong. The key word was had. Doesn't mean he's better now. Wait, did I read it wrong? They will win with Goff, trade Goff for a couple first, then start winning with Hooker. Listen, I feel like that's the smart move. Win with Goff and then trade him. That's what I would do. I would win with Goff and trade him because it's going to be a bunch of teams who are going to need a quarterback, like Washington. Washington is going to need a quarterback. Jacoby Brissett can't be the answer. And I believe in Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if when a new head coach come in, because I don't think Ron Rivera going to be there too much long. So, yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. It can work. It's not outrageously something that's crazy. But, you know, there are still Dolphin fans that wanted to keep Teddy and trade Tua. I don't give a shit. I don't care if there are Dolphin fans who feel that way. There are fans who believe a lot of stupid stuff. There were fans who thought it took 3 years to change culture. Remember those people? Remember how many days I had to fight with people to prove to them that it don't take 3 years? Remember, there were people who said you can't fire a head coach after year one. Meanwhile, we've watched a number of teams fire their head coach after 1 year. So I'm just trying to make it be clear. I can care less what the fans think. You can't trust what the fans' thoughts is, including mine. But my goal is to try to talk about things objectively. That's why when he made that point, it was a strong point. I can't fight that. But I don't give a shit if they think that. He's just there to help train Hooker. That's it. I don't know if I like that idea neither. To be honest with you, I'm serious. He's there to be the backup. This idea of him trying to be a coach and all this and build, I ain't buying that crap. I ain't buying that. If he was doing all that, he'd have been a quarterback coach. You got a quarterback, you got a former quarterback who's a quarterback coach, and you bring in another dude. No, I'm not buying it, JT Masters' purpose, but you could be right. I'm just not buying it. I used to think you were 2 screws loose from the Kool-Aid's nest, but I see the light. Thank you. I try to keep it objective. That's the whole purpose. Keep it objective makes it more simpler. Okay? That's all it is. It makes it more simpler. All right. Good people, we've been on for an hour and 3 minutes. Those who can't do, teach, Luke. Ouch. That's a good point. It's a scary point, but a very good point. Goff is a solid player. That's it. Well, I told people about this back in the day, and I made it clear to them. If Jared Goff is who you thought he is, right? Like if this is the guy that you think he is, and he's all these things, then what you're telling me, because this is the guy that you think he is, what you're telling me is that how can I say this? You're telling me that you should have gave him a contract last year, because I told people it only gets more expensive, and that's exactly what's happening. And after this season, it gets more expensive. And while people are sitting up here trying to act like that's not the case, and trying to act like that's not what's going on here. I want people to remember that same energy when you look back and realize, 'cause to me, you could be in a situation where you look up and all of a sudden, when you look up, your offensive coordinator is gone. Just gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you better be prepared to pay a bill that you may not be prepared to pay. And if you are one of those people who's ready to pay that bill, then kudos to you. Because a lot of people are not. Now, I expect Goff to go out and perform. I expect Goff to go out and win games. And I expect him to play to the level he played last year, if not better. And would I pay him after all of that? No. If he makes it to a Super Bowl, would I pay him? Yes. Does him getting to a Super Bowl mean that he can get back to another one? Nope. But it gives me enough information to believe that we in the right direction. But winning the playoff game is not enough. That way of thinking is over with. That way of the small victories are awesome to have. But I need more. Dalton has passed over 17,000 more yards than two gloves and 244 touchdowns to his 75 from two gloves. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends on how you measure it, Super Saiyan. If you're measuring it based on statistics, then yeah, it's probably going to change it. I'm just going by what I remember. I look at big moments to determine if a quarterback is there. Big moment in situational football are a huge key contributor for me in a quarterback. You know what I mean? Those are things I look at. But I get what you're saying, though. I don't think, you say anything wrong. Luke, can Goff win you Super Bowl? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, he can win you a Super Bowl. Yep, I do believe that. The problem is any quarterback with the perfect storm can win you a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Rex Grossman got to one. You just had to have the right situation. Jake Delhomme got to one. But you have to look at these things and say, all right, are these people who can do these things and do them at a higher level? Sure. I don't know if that's the case for me. Do you see this team making it to the NFC Championship game? I don't. Because of how Vegas is doing a lot of their money and stuff. So off rip, I know that they're going to make sure that they win some money. And I mean, I get it. Yeah, and Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So yeah, the evidence tells me that, yeah, we have options. That's what it tells me. We have some serious options. So yeah, but I get the question. I can't argue with the question. I can't act like the question is not fair or, not what it's supposed to be. All right. So let me see. Let me hit a few more. Why you think we got Hooker? Exactly. But Dalton has played more than twice the number of games than Teddy has played. Like I said, it depends on how you look at it statistically. I told you Hooker is going to win a Super Bowl. Just saying. All right, people. Make sure I don't miss nobody. I believe this is the year the Lions can make the push to win it all. The defense will be much better. That's my biggest concern. And I was not impressed with the defense on this past game against the Giants because those were second and third string guys. And what we're not going to do is act like that was their starting defense. Not going to do that. Sorry. All right, good people. All right, I kept the show short like I promised to do. I got to knock out a few things for work so I can make sure they don't hold me over tomorrow. But let me go ahead and give you this positive word, man. You know me, I can't end the show unless I end it on a positive note. So today's positive quote comes from the internet. I have no clue who wrote this, but I liked it. It said, accept people as they are, but place them where they belong. You are the CEO of your life. Hire, fire, and promote accordingly. Let me get into it. Accept people as they are, but place them where they belong. And some people don't belong in your circle. Some people are living a triangle life, and you need to let them go on over there. Live that three-sided life. Enjoy it. Those people who want to be in the box, let them be in the box, but you are infinite. This is why when people get married, they get a ring. It represents an infinity amount of times that your love is supposed to be. That's how you got to treat people. There are some people who are next to you right now who get upset when you do better than them. They're constantly comparing themselves to you, and you ain't putting them where they belong. You're not hiring, firing, and promoting them accordingly. There's some people who may not call you as much, but they call you and seem to be always at the right time. And they always seem to be happy with every little bit of news. You clip your toenails and they can't seem to do nothing but be excited for you. They are not getting promoted. I'm simply asking you to do a survey. Take time to survey your friends, even your family, hell, your job, your co-workers. See who's around you and continue to be the CEO of your life. Hire those who lift you, build you up, make you better, put you in a position to be something that you never thought you can be. Fire those who can't see your joy and celebrate it without them having their own joy. Fire those who want to see you fail. Fire those who every time you tell them something good happened, they hit you with a, I wouldn't have did that. I didn't ask if you would have did it. I told you what I did. Promote those who don't seem like that they're much, but they seem to be always on time. You see, when you are the CEO of your life, when you're able to accept people as they are and put people where they belong, your business runs different. It runs more smooth, more powerful. I'm just simply asking you to take a moment to be the boss that you've always been. Because when you do that, the hiring process becomes easier. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'll be back at it again tomorrow.